He gave her everything and she still dumped him.
About a week and a half ago, I received a link to a video. That video was sent by our good brother, Levi144K. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you sending the clip. When I watched this clip, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking. So, for you 19% of women that watch my content, is for you ladies. So you ladies can understand what men go through. What men go through, especially the good men. And at the end, women, you ladies are hurting yourselves.
He gave her everything and she still dumped him. Today's video comes from Easy Reactions. His channel will be linked in the description of the video. So we have scenarios here where women are getting into relationships with men who basically give them everything, and these guys still end up being basically discarded like yesterday's newspaper. Watch it in this video to understand how this is happening, why it's happening, and what the implications are going to be for women, men, and society going forward. At Hill, I've learned my lesson when it comes to women. They don't change, they only change their tactics. All right? I'm telling you, they will. It doesn't matter. None of this stuff matters. This video doesn't matter. A woman could watch this video and say, "Oh, that's so sad." And it's from the streets that they came, and it's the streets that they shall return, and they will be right back out there in the streets doing the exact same thing before this video is even done playing. Okay? Because the only thing that a woman is loyal to are her emotions. She is not guided by facts, she is guided by feelings, and she will always choose the feelings that make her feel best, that give her a steady stimulation, a steady stream of dopamine hits. That's all she cares about. So this is not going to teach women anything. It's not going to teach them that you need a good man that's going to be for you through the good or the bad. Nope. That's not going to teach them anything. They're going to continue doing what they want to do. They might get a man and then basically have their backup men on the side. You know, always a guy there waiting to basically basically blow the back out and in waiting. It doesn't matter. But she will never love you. You know the interesting thing about all of this? So many of us guys, when we fall into illness, the women in our lives, they vanish from us. The women who say they love us, they vanish from us. But they'll check in every couple of years to see if you're doing better and if you've rebuilt. The crazy thing about modern women is that they're having the time of their life right now. And a lot of these women who go through things like breast cancer, who go through a lot of these things, they'll turn around and they're single and all of this stuff. And they're like, listen, I survived. You know, I got over it just fine. I'm happy. And you can do it too. What they don't tell these women is the living hell that they went through, all the pain and the suffering and the vomiting and the nausea and being in and out of the hospital and the multiple surgeries. They don't talk about that because they have their egos. And they will do everything and anything to preserve their egos. Guys, these people are, listen to me. Women will do, all they care about is their ego. They will hold on to their ego until the end of their days. The only thing I'm ashamed of is my simping in my day. Women, on the other hand, they don't care. They will stay on that hill until the very last moment of their existence and double down. They will not tell young women, vast majority of them will not tell young women, do not do what we did. Do not end up like me. They don't care. They don't care. They would rather look, a lot of women would rather look pretty before they pass away than to admit that they made a mistake and they need help and they need to really repent and take a step back. All right? And humble themselves. And they could possibly live. They don't give a damn. No, they'd rather look pretty and double down on their BS and on their lies and live and stay that way until the very end. This is how women operate. This is their mindset. It's all about how they feel. It's not about survival. Women are not playing for survival. Women are playing for attention. They are playing for whatever makes them feel good. They're playing for dopamine, all right? Men play for survival. Women play for dopamine. Let's make that very, very careful. This is how women operate. This is how women have always operated. It's a sad reality, but it's a concept that men have to understand clearly. Come 2030, 45% of all women between the ages of 25 and 44 will be childless and single. We're just counting the childless and single women. We're not including the single mothers. When you include the single mothers, we're looking at a country where you will have a rate of 70 to 90% of all women being single, with many of those women having children. And the government is broke. The government cannot subsidize the living of women. How did the fall of the Roman Empire occur? You have Simpson my comments who constantly come and they try to refute what I'm telling you. The Roman Empire fell when men walked away from society and the Roman Empire was no longer producing anything because men stopped protecting, they stopped producing, they said, F that, we're out. And the Roman Empire basically spent all of its wealth and value subsidizing the women in the empire. And then basically, barbarians came along. They saw that the emperor had no clothes. They pillaged the empire, and we were plunged into 1,000 years of darkness. And there are idiots who come to my comments who are like, oh, it's not entirely true. There were actually the Roman Empire. There were actually two different parts of the Roman Empire. One part was plunged into darkness, and the other part continued to thrive. Guys, these people are psychopaths. They would deny the Dark Ages. They would literally claim, well, only part of the world was thrown, only part of Europe was thrown into the Dark Ages. The rest of Europe was just fine. Jesus Christ, help us, guys. All right, these people are in such copium. They're making up as they go along because they refuse to admit the truth of how we ended up getting there and that we are heading for that again. When everything goes to hell, guys, most smart men right now are getting rid of their debt. They're basically, taking care of, they're basically securing a future. Maybe getting some land, developing skills. They're basically preparing for hell on earth. Okay, they're prepping. Smart men, wise men are getting out of that whole wage debt slave thing right now as quickly as they can, and they are walking away from society. The idiots, on the other hand, are basically still out here trying to court women and find Mrs. Soulmate and all this other nonsense. These are the men that are going to starve. Okay? And they're going to blame the world. Nobody cares, little bro. No, nobody cares. And then they're gonna come looking for angry guy. Angry, I don't know what to do. Could you help me out? Could you tell me how do I survive? Could you give me some tips? Like I need to get money. Like how can I live right now, man? I don't know what to do. Could you help me? It's not about money, Angry. It's about brotherhood. All right. And they're gonna be lashing out at me like, bro, I told you not to do these things. Guys, get the heck. These guys are a bunch of jokers. All right, these are weak, these are low value men who are not going to be able to survive when everything goes to hell. It's as simple as that. As simple as that. A lot of women are going to find themselves in poverty, destitution, hardship, homeless, living in shelters, living on the streets, even living in the woods. All right, and an increasing number of men are going to be just walking away or going their own way. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, subscribe to our newsletter for my personal thoughts, insights, and a free copy of my new guide, The Digital Nomad Blueprint. Click the link in the description to get your free copy, and also subscribe to the Angry Guy Clips channel, where we post shorter videos and video responses, and also the Angry Guy Live channel where we live stream. Both channels are linked in the description. What do you guys think regarding all of this? He gave her everything and she still dumped his ass. Let me know your thoughts and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA. Men walking away. And cheers.